Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Bedpost Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Erin Pym. Here at the podcast, what I like to do is bring guests and performers from my stage show Bedpost that I do here in Toronto and beyond into the studio to indulge me in a more in-depth conversation about sex and sexuality. This week, I have a very special guest. Okay, they are a lot of things. So they are an asexual, disabled...
agender, administrative extraordinaire, performer,
sex worker,
everything.
I'm
all
everything.
I'm everything. It's fine.
I am everything.
I do the things.
Versace La Bismalva.
Oh my God, you got it exactly right on the first try, and I love that so much. So the name actually came about. I used to be Versace Venom, and then I decided I wasn't mean enough to be Versace Venom, so I put out...
You're more unicorny than
so I put out a Facebook post. I was like, friends, I don't know what to do. And somebody had suggested guimauve, which is marshmallow in French, but I'm not French, I'm Italian. So La Bismalva means marshmallow in Italian.
Slow clap. That's amazing.
It's ridiculous. And then
Versace marshmallow.
Yes. And then the fluffy mouthful thing came from because everybody was like, that's so hard to say. I'm not going to be able to say it. And I'm like, you're going to say it and you're going to like it. And it's a mouthful and I don't care. I'm a mouthful. Okay. Take that. Just do it. Just do the thing. Just do the thing.
Make it happen.
Make
people.
It happen.
Okay. Don't rag me about it.
Yeah. All right.
So what should we talk about first? Because there's so many things.
Oh my God.
Maybe your gender story. Is that a place we could start?
Absolutely. So I came out as agender about 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. It started as... just a lot of feels. And I was like, I don't really identify with what society thinks a woman should be. I don't identify with what a society thinks a man should be. I don't identify with my body. I don't identify, it probably ties into my disability. It probably ties into a lot of feelings that I've had over the years. And one day I woke up and I sat up next to my partner and my partner in the bed next to me. And I said, hey, I think I'm agender. And he's like, all right, cool. I still like you. You're still the same person you always were. So I guess doesn't change anything. So
where did you know that term from?
I learned, I do a lot of gender research. I do a lot of studies. I have friends who are also agender, non-binary, etc.
That was in your vocabulary.
Yeah, it was already there. It was
world.
already kind of like not said to me implicitly, but it was like, if you don't identify, maybe there's something else, there's other things you could be, and there's all of these different terminologies. And when I heard the term agender, which is void of gender basically, it felt right. And it also tied in, I had come out as asexual long before I came out as agender.
Which we'll get to.
Exactly. So, it just felt right. It felt like what I was. And for the first time in my life, it was in my head.
That felt right.
Yeah.
That term felt right. So what pronouns do you use?
They, them.
I assumed
yes,
they, them.
Yes,
but
they, them.
You should always ask.
Always.
Yeah.
They, them. And then close friends who have known me for my whole life, I am fully accept she, her still, just because I know how difficult that transition. If you've known me for 15 years as her, then I'm not going to be mad if you slip up.
As long as you catch
yourself.
Can
acknowledge it. You can acknowledge that you're not ready or you're not there yet, and that's fine. There is never an end to learning.
Yes.
As far if I ever in my life ever say that I'm done learning, please punch me in the face.
I have learned.
Please punch me in the face, push me out of a plane, do what it takes, because I'm never gonna stop learning. There's never.
That's a great way to go about your everyday.
Yeah.
Have you come up to anyone that's been very confused about you coming out as agender?
Not so much confused.
I did. Resistant.
So back in Winnipeg, I hooked up with this rapper once upon a time. He's not famous by any means, but I hope he doesn't hear this. Anyway, we had reconnected after I moved to Toronto because he had also moved to Toronto. We had reconnected, and he kept being like, girl, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, by the way, I don't identify as girl anymore. And he said, with curves like that, how could you be anything but a woman? And I blocked him. Immediately, because do not say things like that.
But I feel like that's a thing that people would think. They're like, you have breasts. Yeah, you have large breasts.
Big boobs, big butt. Like, I've got a very curvy body, but that's just comes down to it as the, like, we as a humanity still don't, like, we need to accept the fact that people may not or may show secondary, and they're secondary sexual characteristics. They're not even like chromosomes, which is a whole nother story. And we need to accept that non-binary or agender or androgynous doesn't mean skinny, doesn't mean flat-chested, doesn't mean, like, even if I was to bind my chest, I would still have boobs because, again, I'm a big person. I'm plus size. I'm, I have a large chest, and I choose not to bind mostly for discomfort because it's very uncomfortable when you're above a double D and you're trying to bind. Yes. And secondly, because I shouldn't have to.
Exactly. Like, who are you binding for?
Yeah, who is this? Who am I representing with covering this? Yeah. Like, it's... No.
And then the other thing that I know you must come up against is that you sometimes present very femme.
Oh, absolutely. I like pink.
You love pink.
I love pink.
I wore pink today for you.
We have pink in the house. I love pink. I love makeup. I love, Hello Kitty and My Little Pony and, like...
a lot of things that are traditionally
femme. Why are we gendering things like cartoons and clothing and makeup? It's
because you got to get them early, like, Versace. You got to get them early.
You know those little onesies that's like daddy's little flirter or whatever? Like, God. Why are you don't sexualize your children and don't give them candy. Why are you giving babies candy? Anyways.
Side rant.
But, like, no, like, it's we as a society have put these, like, labels, and it's like, why? Yeah. Why? Pink is a color. It's a color. It's literally just a spectrum of light that our eyes absorb. All right, if you want to make that femme, that's on you. That's not on me.
Yeah. That's you don't have to confine to what you think.
Exactly.
Another person thinks.
And I'm soft. Like I said, we talked about my name. I'm not a hard person. I'm not mean. I'm a marshmallow.
You're a literal
so
marshmallow.
Pink and, like, pastels and softness all kind of ties to that. Yeah. And, I talk to more and more men nowadays who are men identifying folk who are starting to embrace that softness as well. And I'm like, we have been told for so very long that you can't do that. But why? Yeah. Why aren't we questioning this constantly? It's ridiculous. Anyways.
You're like, enough said.
Done.
Where do you so it's not both genders that you
It's none.
It's none.
It's neither.
Are you able to explain exactly how that feels for you?
Pretty fucking freeing. Pardon my language. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear. I should have clarified that first. It feels like I don't have to be tied to anything. Mm-hmm. I don't have to present in any way if I don't want to. I don't have to do anything that's expected of me because if it doesn't feel right. That's where the void of gender came about, was because I don't feel attached to my vagina. Like,
that was my next question. What about your body? Like, I don't
feel attached to my vagina. I don't feel attached. I mean, I feel attached to my breasts. My breasts are pretty great. But again, we've talked about this. Breasts don't have a gender. Men have breasts. Women have breasts. Yeah. Agender, non-binary people. Everybody has breast tissue. Which reminds me, men, check yourself for lumps too, because it's very important. Anyways, go on.
My uncle had breast cancer.
There you go.
Yeah.
Like, it's
my male identifying uncle had
breast
cancer.
We really put these limits, and it's the same way that we don't talk about women who have heart attacks, right? Like, it's a different feeling because of the configuration of our chest. But because we don't tell men, everything is about save the tatas, save the boobies, and like, no, check yourself. It's a thing. Do it.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Always. Always.
Is this tied? Now, I'd love to move the conversation to your asexuality.
Yes.
Is this agender kind of tied to that in any way? Is it
I
separate?
think so.
Tell me about it.
I think it's very much so tied. So
tell me about how you first realized then that you were asexual.
So for the longest time, I thought I was really broken. I thought that it's a thing a lot of asexuals experience is that because I don't look at somebody and go,
damn.
Yeah, I don't. I do. I go, damn, but I go, damn, that person is really pretty and I just want to be their friend. And maybe eventually, if I get to know them, I will touch them. Maybe.
In a platonic way. In a lovely way.
In a loving way. I have a partner. We do engage in sexual activity, not as much as most normal couples, but
And I guess something that's good to point out, I'm so sorry to cut you off,
course.
is that asexual, it's a huge range.
It's a huge
spectrum.
range. It's a huge spectrum. So specifically...
Some masturbate, some have sexual
specifically for myself, it is, I identify as a sex-positive asexual. So there's sex-negative asexuals, there's trauma-based asexuals, there is...
gray A.
There's gray ace. There's aromantics, which is like biromantic. There's so much in this spectrum that people don't even. They just hear asexual and automatically they're like, that means you don't have sex, and I'm like, not quite. It's the void of sexual attraction.
Okay.
So I don't feel sexually attracted to my partner. Okay. I feel attracted to my partner. I look at him and I say, damn, you're cute.
Yes.
I say, I love you. I love you. I say, like, I like that you're around. I like that you're here. Yeah. And generally, that's me with most people. I look at people and I'm like, God damn it, everybody's really freaking beautiful and I love you all. Like, it's so hard for me, especially as a performer, because, like, I'll go to a show just to, like, watch and or work or whatever, and I'm just like, all of you so beautiful and I just love you so much, and it's really gay and lovely. I love it.
And most people, when they think asexual, they wouldn't see a person doing that, like, and, kind of swooning over the beauty of everyone. Oh my God, I
swoon over everybody. It's ridiculous. One time, Dainty Smith literally called me out because she was like, I have never seen somebody look at a dancer as admirably as you do. And I'm like, it was really adorable. But it's because there is so many ways. So I'm not representative of all asexual people, obviously. I am one person. And again, it's the same as almost any, basically any sexuality in this, like, even heterosexuality at this point is very, like, fluid,
varied.
We're all
layered.
Yeah, we're all learning still about the types of attraction and the types of sexual gratification and the types of emotional gratification and the love languages. That's a big thing that's come up lately. That's like, people have not talked about that for so long. And I'm glad to see that people are finally starting to talk about things like that, because it makes aces and arrows feel far more accepted when you understand that it's not about their presentation. Well, it's not about their presentation, and it's not about it's you have to find, when you find a partner, no matter what that partner identifies as sexually, gender wise, etc., it's about connection versus.
And it's about that person.
Yes, or those people, depending on, like, if you're exactly, like, if you're polyamorous. Like, I consider myself polyamorous, but not polysexual. I have many loves in my life, and I am also not of the realm. Like, I'm of the realm that platonic love is so very important